Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Anna.
We will continue with our discussions on philosophy of education in attempting to get better conceptual clarity. Today we will be inquiring into social justice, what are the issues related to it in current schooling context, and the normative aspect of how teacher can address these issues. So, the objectives of today's lesson would be to understand schooling as a factor in perpetuating inequities, reflecting on issues related to curriculum and implementation on social justice, and appreciating the role of a teacher in addressing these social justice issues. I quote a few philosophers who worked in the area of social justice. Social justice is a philosophically contested and normative concept. This is what Goodlett has said. But then Rawls says that justice is the first virtue of social institutions. That being the case, schooling is a social institution and it has to directly address social justice issues. But despite a policy of affirmative action in our country since our independence and constitutional provisions being there, schooling has not been able to address social justice issues as effectively as it should have. The National Curriculum Framework 2005 had come out with position papers, and quite a few of them talk about these issues. They directly address the problems that face Indian schools and also provide solutions for them. And the curriculum and the implementation that NCF 2005 suggests offers solutions in terms of better addressing the social justice issues. And I quote from the curriculum framework here: "Despite over 3 decades of commitment to equality and universalization of education, the ground realities are still grim, especially in the context of the marginalized groups and girls from rural areas." So, how does school perpetuate inequities? If we look at studies after studies that are being conducted in our country for the past 40-50 years, specifically in the area of sociology of education, we find that the learning outcomes of children from certain castes and communities are way below the national average. Similarly, for Adivasi children and children from urban deprived communities, specifically the street children, the children of migrant workers, slum and pavement dwellers. So, a lot needs to be achieved in terms of shortening the achievement gap of these children. And of course, children with disabilities. Despite India being a signatory of the Salamanca Declaration and having adopted inclusive education